Hi, this is a quick tutorial on how to use the AI Pertinence Index Calculator. To start, you should all have a PDF with the link to OneDrive where we should access all of the other links needed to perform this exercise. So you just click on either of these two elements and this will bring you to this OneDrive platform. You will go into links and then um, you will choose this first one, which would be the AI Pertinence Index Calculator. Once you're here, you're going to start by using the 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 calculator by telling us um, how and you're going to use AI or how did you use AI for an activity. Um, the index is made out of three uh, indexes. The first one, the task load index, the second one, the creative support index, and the third one, the AI collaboration index. Um, the first one will um, capture your perception of the workload when using AI. The second one will capture or calculate how AI supports your creativity. And the third one will uh, assess how you're collaborating with AI. So to start, we're gonna uh, give the name of the assignment and project that we're gonna use AI. And let's say I'm gonna write an essay on politics, right? And how familiar am I with this topic? So let's say I have some notions about it. And what tools did I use when writing this? So I'm gonna use ChatGPT. I used Gemini. I used Perplexity. So I had these three tools that I used. And how skilled was I when I used this, or how skilled am I with AI? So I'm saying I have a basic logic, but I still struggle. So I'm gonna generate a diagnosis, and this will give me a a little paragraph just as a baseline to know where we are. Then we're gonna go to the task load index. So this is gonna ask you all different parameters that concern the calculation of the task load when using AI. So mental demand, if I think the AI helped me focus, I will strongly agree or disagree. Same with the interface complexity. If I think the interactions were fluid, if I strongly agree or disagree. Same thing with temporal demand, performance, and how I felt, if it frustrated me or not. If I felt frustrated, I strongly agree. If I didn't feel frustrated, I'll strongly disagree. So these are my measurements for this index. And then I would tell the index um, which is which which is most important for me. And for that, I'm going to use weights. So I'm going to wait and say, for example, that I want, like for me, the most important thing when using AI is not getting frustrated. So this is will have a high index. I have a higher weight. Performance, well, it's kind of important for me, so I'll give it a 4. Uh, Temporal demand, maybe not so much. And maybe interface complexity, I don't really care about it, so I'll give it a 0 or even a 1, your choice. And mental demand, maybe like this. The thing is that all of the weights have to add up to 12. So I can redistribute these weights however I see fit. So let's say the complexity is important and maybe temporal demand is more important. So now I have a green light, and I'll calculate it. So I have a 0.42, 0.4117, and this will tell me to review uh, my decisions and my scores and my weights. So this reflects my experience with AI. Um, if I'm okay with that, then I'll interpret the result, and then I would have this interpretation, right? That's right here. So I would um, I would read this and see if this fits my experience with AI. If it doesn't, I can change things. For example, I can change this, and I will change this, and then I'll calculate it again, and then I will have a different interpretation until the interpretation and the index reflects my experience with AI. The same goes with the AI Creative Support Index, but this time the weights have to add up to 15. So just for time sake, I would just give it some type of score right here, right? And now with balance, I would leave these weights as I explained earlier, but these weights now have to add up to 15, not 12. So if I'm under 15, it won't calculate. If I go up to 15, it'll calculate. Same thing, I'll review my scores and my weights, and then I'll have an interpret uh, result. Here, now I have two of these. Now the third one is the AI Collaboration Index, and this will ask me how many human tasks did I perform. So the human task is talking to someone, writing things down, sketching, drawing, having an interview, having a debate. So maybe I had three. And how many non-AI tools did I use? Maybe I used a notebook, maybe I used pencils, paper, voice recorders, or a calculator. Doesn't a non-AI tool can also be a digital tool that doesn't use generative AI, right? So let's say I use two of them. And now I need to assess how many AI contributions were in my workflow. So I had this. So I used in the in the first questionnaire, I said that I used ChatGPT, right? ChatGPT, Gemini, and Perplexity. So down here, I should use I should say I used three tools. And what task did the AI perform? So it generated text, so it wrote text, and maybe it gave me some points and ideas, so maybe two, right? Two tasks. But now I have to assess which were more important. The weights should add up to 15. So maybe I think the the human tools were very important, and the non-AI tools that I used weren't that important. And maybe the AI tools that I use played a big role, but the task that it did gave a bigger role. And here in the second part of it, I would assess or evaluate how did I use the results coming out of AI. So if I put it into one, if I slide this to one, it would mean that I just used the AI generations and presented those. Like the essay it wrote, I just presented it without any editing or reflection. But if I go to 125, I would find that the AI generations underwent some editing before being presented. I can choose a number between these, but the like say the landmarks are 1, 125, 150. And when I go to 150, AI generations prompted minimal reflection, leading to edits and of the final result. This slider acts as a multiplier. So if I have it at 1, right, it it means that I have 1 as the my collaboration index. But if I have it at 125 or 130, it would mean that it would multiply by 130. If I'm not okay with this result, then I go back here and maybe I remember that I did some other task as a human. So when I do this, the the most tasks I do and more non AI tools I use, the number goes up. But if I did this, then the number goes down, right? So here, if I have a 150, I have edits that of the final result. In 175, the AI prompted several cycles of reflection and iteration to achieve optimal results. And when I multiply it by 2, interaction with AI led to deep reflections, insights, and iterative cycles essential in collaborative workflows leading to innovative outcomes. And that will multiply my result by 2. So when I do this, I will interpret this result, and then I will have this number and this interpretation. Now, I can take all of these results and put them into the final calculator, which is the AI pertinence index calculator. So I'll take uh, the collaboration index and place it in the collaboration score, the AICX score. Then I would take the AICSI score and place it in the AICSI score field right here. And then I would copy the TLX AI TLX result and place it right here. Here I would tell which index is most important for me: the workload index, the creative support index, or the collaboration index. So let's say for me the most important thing was to save time. So I would uh, I would have to distribute these weights for them to add up to 10. So let's say this was a reflection of the work I did. So I wanted to save time or reduce workload. I didn't care about the creative support, or maybe I kind of did. Maybe it was something like this, but I didn't care so much about collaboration. So I'll calculate the AI pertinence index, right? It's 0.2245, and I'll interpret this result. The closer it gets to 0, it means that there is an expectation regarding workload and process streamlining. If I give more importance, let's say, to creative support and collaboration, this will increase. Closest it gets to 1, it is that it is synergy. The AI is creates an effective synergy between the humans operating the AI and the AI itself, uh, because it aims towards creative and collaborative workflows. Um, so maybe if I do this, you can start noticing that uh, however you choose to distribute the weights of what's most important to you in your workflow, the pertinence of AI will change and will reflect a different score and a different interpretation. You could also move these here. For example, you want to create a more immersive, and we'll decrease this. I will calculate it again, right? And then I would have to remember to change this score here. And then it would go up because something changed in the partial parameters. So this is how you use it. And to record your scores, you can have print screens of every part of the calculator, or save as, and you would save it as a uh, single file website. And I would save it and then put it in the students folder following my last name, or following uh, not my last name, a the date, and your initials. Then this would generate a standalone website HTML that you would open, where you would see the results that you had. This, of course, will be saved, or should be saved, in your in the shared folder. Okay, that's it.